Fucking finally. Good evening. It is Monday night. How is everybody? Had a weekend of racing, but first off with some news, with some sad news out of the NASCAR world. Uh,
Yeah, I mean
you want to do
it's a sad
the
news.
honors of honoring?
Yeah, I can do that. Over the weekend we lost NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series owner Chicago Hattori, owner of the 16 Hattori Racing Enterprises Toyota. He was a native of Yokohama, Japan. He moved to the States in the 90s to pursue his dream of becoming an open wheel race car driver, in which he won two Indy Next races in his career and made two Indy 500 starts. His passion led him eventually to NASCAR, where he competed in the Truck Series. In 04 and 05, transitioned to the ownership role in 08 when he founded HRE as a team owner, won 14 races and the 2018 Series Championship with Brett Moffitt. From what's been shed is
That's right.
he lost his life. Apparently, he had a medical event while driving down the road, which he ended up swerving into oncoming traffic, and he was declared dead at the scene. It's still, I think, a somewhat developing story as it goes on. I know it still remains under investigation, but everyone at Four Wide Media, our thoughts and prayers are with the Hattori family at this time. Um, that's a big one to see happen. Don't like seeing anyone die. He was 61, so I mean he had a lot of life left in him for this accident to happen. But prayers with his family. May God be on their side.
Absolutely. Well, not much to say here, but Max Verstappen won the Japanese Grand Prix over the weekend after starting on the pole. Max Verstappen gets his first win of the season. There's literally no surprise there. And also, Four Wide Media alum Ava Dobson had her first two career races for over the weekend. Ava in race 2 finished P15, and 2 she finished 10th place. So not too bad for Ava, but I'm just going to double check those numbers because I feel like I am off by.
Now let's see. Let's see.
Shut up.
Race 1 was P12. I'm
Shut the
looking
fuck
at it
up.
right now.
Shut the fuck up. Race 2 was P10 and race 1 was whatever.
Spit it out, Jordan.
P12 for race number 1, 25. Race 2 and 3. Okay, so where did you finish at? What? Okay, so unfortunately she ended up taking last place in race number 3 as an incident and damage forced her to pit in race 3. But those situations and come back stronger. Next up is GB4 Silverstone Grand Prix on April 26th through the 27th.
That's a tough track.
Not bad. Not bad. Oh my god, I have a headache out the wazoo. You're probably gonna have to leave the rest of this show for a while.
That's fine. We'll move over to the NASCAR side of things. Well, actually, I'll go back to Formula One real quick.
Also, it was that Formula E will be headed to Miami Speedway to Homestead Miami Speedway to run the road course at Homestead, Miami.
I'm excited to see that one.
So that's. Hold on, I'm saying something. Damn it, fucker. I'm um. Let's just say that Formula E is going to be making their Homestead Miami debut here in a few weeks on the road course. I don't like Formula E because I find it boring. But with them having a bigger track, it might make it more. What do we got? What else?
Oh, I mean, we can get the top 10 from the Formula One race over there at Suzuka. It was actually a pretty close race at the end. You still there, Jordan? Well, I think he's having a few issues staying connected right this second. But top 10 results from the
Good.
Logano Japanese Grand Prix.
You said you got the top 10 for Formula One?
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't much, but I mean,
No,
it is what it is.
Right, we got Max Verstappen winning, Lando Norris second, only by just under a second and a half, which in modern day F1, that's kind of close compared to what
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. I don't know what was going on just now. So far, I feel like what's up with this whole controversy with in the. Oh, and also announced Corey LaJoie will make his Cup Series return this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. 1-4 for Rick Ware Racing.
Try to say that 10 times fast. All right, we moving on over to Xfinity.
Say what 10 times fast?
Ready to go to NASCAR then?
Do it.
All right. Xfinity Series was at Darlington Raceway this weekend for the Sports Clips Haircuts VFW Help a Hero 200. Pretty good show there at the end, and Brendan Jones brings home the victory in the number 20 Menards Turtle Wax Toyota, throwing it back to Matt Kenseth. Very good pit stop there at the end, and that's how they ended up getting that win. Brandon Jones was followed by Chase Elliott, Justin Allgaier, Ross Chastain, Carson Quaffle, Connor Zilich finished sixth, Christian Eckes finished seventh, Nick Sanchez for Big Machine Baca Racing there finished eighth. Pretty good run for him. After all the controversy last weekend, Sammy Smith came home with a clean ninth place finish, and rounding out the top 10 in the Xfinity Series race was my pick to win, but of course he didn't win. Sheldon Creed.
When does any
Couple notables here.
when does any of our picks does any of our picks actually win the damn race?
They never do. I mean, no matter what we do.
You know what I'm saying?
Nope. I know, but yeah, some notables here. Pole sitter Christopher Bell finished 25th after some contact late in the race. Taylor Gray, who started 4th, had some issues. Finished 33rd. William Swalich in the other Joe Gibbs Toyota, he finished 35th.
Did you say Swallow or Swallowich?
Swalich.
Oh, I thought you said
I think it's actually pronounced
Swallowich. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
And then everybody's favorite driver, who actually qualified 13th, Chris Wright, finished 38th, dead last on the field. Only ran 27 laps because of suspension failure. Fastest lap of the race was on lap 2.
I took the liberty to
went to the
pick our driver of the race, and it went to Harrison Burton.
Rightfully so. I mean, Harrison had a great run going there. They were smart, very smart on their pit strategy, and that's how they got to where they were. Tough luck there near. I think
and also on top of that, his car he had a nice looking car too.
He did. He threw it back to his dad's Sitco car. It was great to see Dex Imaging allowing them to change the logos up to look very similar to what was on the car back in the early 2000s. Again,
I know.
All the throwbacks this year, with exception of one, was done great. We can all agree that the Chase Elliott one sucked. But yeah, so
yeah, but for the Xfinity side, the track of the weekend has to go to that 44 of Brandon Jones. I mean, not Brandon Jones, Brendan Poole. My bad, Brandon Jones. My bad. Has to go to Brendan Poole and that Looney Tunes back in action. Chevy Monte Carlo 400 paint scheme that Jeff Gordon drove back in 2004.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome seeing. Going to grab the Xfinity top 10 in points here. Justin Allgaier maintained the lead. He holds the lead over Sam Mayer by 71 points. Austin Hill third. Sheldon, Sheldon Creed in fourth. Jesse Love fifth. Connor Zilich sixth. Brandon Jones in seventh. Eighth is Carson Quaffle. Ninth is Ryan Sieg, and hanging on to that top 10 spot, Harrison Burton. There's a couple concerns here. Oh, you're good. There's a couple concerns here when it starts getting into the points. I mean, you've got someone like William Solowich down in 22nd right now in points. Another worry is Greg Van Alst in the 35. They're down to 42nd in points right now. Chris Wright sitting 30.
Oh,
Chris
wow.
Wright is sitting 30th. I mean, there's time. There's to start to have some concern with how some of these guys are going. I know this weekend there's, I think, 40 cars for 38 spots.
But then again, it's still fairly early too.
It is, but with this being the 8th race of the season now, they're on this year's owner's points, which going to the owner point side, the Joey Gase 39 or 35 is sitting 39th in points, along with the 53 sitting 37th in points. You've
Oh wow.
got SS Greenlight 14 that's sitting 36th in owner's points. And it's the top 33 that are safe in
Jeez.
Xfinity Series. So right now, sitting 33rd is the Alpha Prime 45. Chris Wright is sitting 34th. He could go home. He could end up being queuing right now. But
True.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's cause for concern there. The Joe Gibbs 18, while they're safe, they're sitting 23rd in owner's points. You've got Parker Retzloff in the 4, who missed the one race down at Coda. He's sitting 24th, only 4 points behind that 18 car of Joe Gibbs Racing.
Right, and that's the craziest. That's the one crazy part. It's like, how are you and you end up missing the show?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that 4 car, that 4 car was low in points last year with the points they bought for it. So that's why they missed the show, because they didn't have the points, because the first 3 or 4 races, or it might be 5, but that in the Xfinity Series and same as in Cup Series, the first 4 or 5 races, they run off of 2024 points. So
right, because you don't really have any points to start out the season.
Yep. And then once that race hit, that 4th or 5th race hits, boom, you're on to this year's points. So,
right.
I mean, it's going to be. I'm not hitting the red light yet for that 18 car at Joe Gibbs, but I'm starting to see some concern for it right now. I mean, it's not looking
but that 18 car was throwing it back to Kyle Busch's NOS Energy days.
I know that was badass too, seeing it that way. But yeah, I mean that's just a little bit of my concern there. Just that they're getting close.
Now, speaking of, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this lawsuit featuring Junior Motorsports, who gives Lamar Jackson the right to think he can choose a number and try to copyright it. Stupid.
I know, and the stylization's not even the same. That's the funny part about it.
But do you think Junior Motorsports made the right decision?
Oh yeah, I mean, going back to that 8, the 8 they were going to was the right decision.
Now, the one thing that I'm looking forward to is it would be nice to see if Junior Motorsports brings back one of Junior's this season.
I mean,
I think
it'll
that
be
would be
interesting
cool
to see if they do. I mean, but speaking of Junior Motorsports,
it's like,
hopefully we get to see them back in the Cup Series again too.
I agree, because I think it'd be pretty. What I think would be pretty cool is if Junior Motorsports was to go full time in the Cup, would Richard Childress give up the number 8 and give it back to Dale Earnhardt Jr.? That's the question.
I could see Junior getting the 88 from Trackhouse if he did anything.
Trackhouse?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just that's the number he had with his crew that he created there when he went to Hendrick, and that was the number he wanted because he wanted to get away from his dad's image of running the 8. Essentially, when Teresa wouldn't let him have
Well,
it.
that's only because of who was in charge of the number of the DEI
Right.
Motorsports or DEIE. A name we shall not mention.
Right.
I want to get sued.
I know, right? Exactly.
Small joke.
But moving over to the Cup side of
small
things,
joke,
I mean, but yeah, Cup side, that was a barn burner there to finish the end. That saw that 11 pit crew for Denny Hamlin have a killer pit stop, put him out front when he needed to, and pull away for a victory in the Goodyear 400 at Darlington. He was followed by pole sitter William Byron, who led the first 243 laps of the race. Man, led 243 laps there and gave it all away on pit road, essentially. Third was Christopher Bell. Fourth, Tyler Reddick.
Yeah.
Fifth, Ryan Blaney, who had a killer car this weekend. If that caution wouldn't have come out there at the end for Kyle Larson, that would have been all Blaney's win. But following Blaney, Chris Buescher in 6th, Ross Chastain finishing 7th, 8th, Chase Elliott, 9th, Ty Gibbs getting his first top 10 finish of the season. That was another one of those teams that really needed something to start happening for them. And then rounding out the top 10, Kyle Busch. That's consecutive top 10s, I believe, for him. So, I mean, that's a heck of a lot better than what they had last year, man. I mean, I'm happy for that.
Oh, yeah.
Some notables. You've got your boy Austin Cindric, who finished 11th. Joey Logano, 13th. Todd Gilliland with a good run in 14th. Eric Jones got a top 20 out of it. Shane Van Gisbergen got a top 20. Let's see. Then Kyle Larson finished 37th on the night, only completing 122 laps of the race. I mean, now the irony of Kyle Larson is getting wrecking himself on lap 4, and then wrecking himself with 4 laps to go. That was irony right there. The 24 car had the fastest lap of the night. On lap 297, he ran a 29.387. Margin of victory was 0.597 seconds. The race time was 3 hours, 21 minutes. Average speed, 120.9 miles an hour. Looking at the points situation, William Byron holds on to the lead by 49 over Denny Hamlin. Regular season, Christopher Bell 3rd. 4th, Chase Elliott. Tyler Reddick still running strong. 6th, Kyle Larson. 7th, 7th, Ryan Blaney. 8th, Bubba Wallace. 9th, Joey Logano. And rounding out the top 10 in points right now is Alex Bowman. So that's pretty darn good show going on right now. And
oh yeah, and our forward media driver of the race went to Blaney.
Rightfully so. I mean, he had a hell of a run there. Long run car. Sucks that it happened like it did, but I mean that's racing.
Yeah,
that is racing. Unfortunately,
it is. Unfortunately,
I'm going to be interested in watching Bristol this weekend.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I'll be interested to watch Bristol this weekend. You got Josh Balicki driving the Garage 66 car for Carl Long. As you mentioned, Corey LaJoy will be running the Schutler Systems Ford for Rick Ware. I'll give a shout out to the Garage 66 team.
Our Kevin Marble will be down there this weekend.
Nice. Now here's who I'm going to be rooting for this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going for Carson
And which
Hocevar.
Kevin came to me yesterday. Are going now. I don't know if Kevin reached out to you or not, Everett, but he said that you're doing a job.
He has not.
But yeah, he said yesterday that you're doing an amazing job.
Well, I do my best outside
And
my
I agreed
comfort
with
zone, but outside my comfort zone. But I'm learning. I'm getting there. I'm going to be rooting Carson Hocevar on with the
Yep.
Chili's Ride the Dente sponsorship. Oh boy.
Nice.
As
And
long as
also, so I had spoke with Kevin yesterday, and he met with a graphic design branding on merchandise and start popping out with
nice.
videos, merchandise, new logos, all that stuff. Oh yeah, possible. So Wednesday will be officially our show. Officially, I know we've put it off
Go and get down and dirty.
and this and that, but it'll be Wednesday.
Sweet.
Oh
Sweet.
yeah, this week as yeah, but we'll have Bristol. We'll have, I believe, Formula One, IndyCar, Formula E, other forms of racing that I'm going to look into. So it's going to be very busy next week.
That's going to be some fun.
So yeah.
I
Oh
was
yeah.
looking at the Homestead Miami.
But
I was looking at Homestead Miami for the Formula E series, and they are running the road course, obviously, but they're putting a chicane
yep.
in the backstretch for the cars
Really?
to go through. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's even with the start finish line, but they're doing a chicane. It looks like they'll basically go down on the apron and then come back out onto our. It looks like they're going to run the inside lane of the track, down on the apron, and then turn into the infield.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
That is true. Can't wait for that one. But
And I wonder what network it's going to be on.
oh, well, I'm here. Let's see if I can find some info. So you can download the official app on the Apple App Store or Google Play. No, I don't want to buy tickets to the race. Event info. I can't remember what channel Formula E is on. I've been watching it every now and then. I want to. Oh, there we go. How to watch. Duh, Everett. Just press the how to watch button. That helps. Let's see.
So this won't be until
That's Europe.
Wait, does this say December 4th?
What, the Formula E race?
2025? Yeah, or is it?
I don't think it's this weekend. I think it's April 12th. So yeah, it would be this weekend. Yeah, April 12th this weekend.
Oh.
But it says you can watch it on CBS, Roku, CBS and Roku in the US.
I don't even watch Formula E. I tried to watch it one time and I was so bored. Let's see. Miami Race Week. Cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they don't have schedule
So
up there, but
so Homestead Miami Speedways. Let's see.
yeah, it
Oh,
looks like
that's
Formula
good.
E might have their own channel on Roku.
Oh, that's cool. Oh.
So yeah, excited to see that. Can't wait.
So it looks like they had. Wow.
You looking at the racetrack?
Fun time, fun time. I do. Yeah. I do miss this. I do miss the championship races at Homestead. Like, man, I miss the championship races at Homestead.
I seen a rumor, and don't hold me to it. Just off some rumblings of people.
There's gonna be a rotating championship race every year.
It'll be rotating, but in 2026, they're talking about having it back at Homestead, Miami. So that could be good.
Nice.
But I think with all that, I think we've got everything covered today, don't we?
We'll be, like I said, we'll
Short.
be back at it on Wednesday. Short and sweet, just like the old days. But we will be back at it on Wednesday for our first ever dirt racing edition of Fur Ride Media. Until then, we out.
Peace out, guys.
Oh.